Okay, done playing. I'm in the Parks surface lot. That is not where poker is. That's where poker used to be. That's where the signs will send you if you follow the signs that say poker. That is Parks East. Behind the camera is, I don't know, Parks West, Parks Central, I don't know. It says Beer Garden right there. I guess that's the restaurant when you walk into the left, but that building behind the camera is where the poker is. I played poker, showed 5 rooms. I had been to 2 before. Yeah, Delaware Park and Parks. Had not been inside Rivers, Philadelphia, Philadelphia Live, nor Perryville. Interesting for me, and I hope all 5 interesting for you. Showcase the rooms, give you some of the details, characteristics, what the vibes were like inside the room. Now I need to head back. A lot I didn't mention. As I was editing, kind of realized some things that I didn't mention about some of the rooms that I wanted to, so I'm going to mention that on the way back. And need to find a Wawa before I go back, even though I had a Wawa like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. Need to get some more before I head back because they don't have Wawa on Long Island. Also need Cracker Barrels. It's amazing. On the drive down here, it was shocking how many Cracker Barrels I passed. And I drove an hour from my motel room to Parks so far today. Didn't pass 1 Cracker Barrel. I'm looking for the mostly Sioux City sarsaparilla. We'll grab a Sioux City cream soda because I think my mom would much more prefer to try the cream soda than the root beer. So on the lookout for both things, Cracker Barrels, Wawas, but I'm gonna head out. I've only been driving for like a minute. There's a Wawa right there. It's gonna be tough to get across the barricade, but I'll look for one closer to the house or closer to northern New Jersey, and I'll tell you why when I stop there. Here at the Grover Cleveland Travel Plaza. I would turn around, but my hat is behind the camera blocking the wind from the microphone. Other Travel Plaza names I passed on the way down and so far on the way back up. So Grover Cleveland, president. Woodrow Wilson, president. The prerequisite seems to be you were born in New Jersey. Clara Barton was a nurse. Pretty sure Molly Pitcher was also a nurse. No idea who Joyce Kilmer is. And no idea who Richard Stockton is, but they all have travel plazas named after them on these routes that I've been taking to and from poker. Gonna go in there and get Rick Ross chips if they have them. They have them at the others. My cousin really likes Rick Ross. My friend really hates them. Both attitudes towards Rick Ross warrant the chips. We'll see how good they are. I don't have high hopes. And yeah, that's there are more things to mention that I forgot in the poker videos. First one, I'll mention why I'm here, and this guy thinks I'm crazy because he can't see the camera. My hat is covering it. There was a guy in Perryville who had no problem if you said, someone else at the table said the people in New Jersey are the worst people in the country. He had no problem with that, but he did get mad if you said any state in the country besides New Jersey had the country's best golf courses. So that table at Perryville was great. I'm gonna go inside. Hopefully there's no music because I know there's no wind and there's no rain inside, and maybe I'll say more things in there. All right, had the chips. I am outside. There was kind of some music in there. No rain under the awning. Limited wind. Do also want to tell you my favorite and least favorite rooms of these 5. Favorite would have to be Perryville. Perryville was a lot of fun. Love the layout that is just right there. Just tables and like, there was a guy who was getting drinks from the bar. The bar was like 15 feet away. The waitress wasn't slow, but he just wanted them instantly. So he was going himself to get them. There was no gate, there was no wall, nothing like that. He was just going there. Slot machines were right there. You could hear the noise of everything else going on in the casino. Love the layout. It was also a great table. It was very social, and there were some interesting hands being played in interesting fashions. So that was a lot of fun. Least favorite would probably have to be Philadelphia Live. It was solid. It was just, we opened a new table, and like I said in that video, one guy left after the first hand, another guy left after like a half hour. One guy played like half an orbit and then left his chips on the table, disappeared, and then when he came back, he racked up to play the tournament. Another guy just left very quickly, so we were like 5-handed for a lot of it. That was just kind of annoying, but really enjoyed my time in Delaware, Maryland, and Eastern Pennsylvania. This was an Eastern Pennsylvania trip. People voted for it. Got 227 votes, something like that. Yeah, so there you go. My favorite and least favorite. A few more things to tell you when I make some more stops on the way back to Long Island. But before I leave the Grover Cleveland Travel Plaza, I need to mention I am very close to Woodbridge, New Jersey. That's the dividing line. So north of Woodbridge, even though it's only like a third of New Jersey in terms of area, that's North New Jersey. South of Woodbridge, even though it's like 2/3 the area of the state, is Southern New Jersey. This is the dividing line on what you call it, whether it's Taylor ham or pork roll. North New Jersey Taylor ham, South New Jersey pork roll. I'm right on the border. It's very intense because I don't know what they call it. If I got into a conversation in the Travel Plaza, good thing I didn't. If I did, and we were talking breakfast sandwich meats, I don't know which one I would call it. The other guy might freak out and throw a tantrum. I don't know. This is like if you were ever in Eastern Europe, very close to Western Asia. I remember a Bold and Bankrupt video where he was very close to the border and he was asking people on the street, what continent are we on? And he was getting different answers. I feel like I could do the same thing because I'm that close to Woodbridge. Anyway, gonna keep driving. Gave you all the Woodbridge information I have in me, and I'll see you later. All right, barely moving, and I'm gonna barely be moving for the next 20 miles here on the Belt Parkway. I am in New York, so I can pump my own gas. Wanted to say though, this is funny. I tried to get a picture of it while I was driving. It was very difficult, came out way too blurry. But there are signs sometimes, as this guy there's like absolutely no room and this guy's cutting me off. There are signs sometimes that say gridlock alert as you near the city. And it like suggests using public transportation. Couple things. First, every day there's gridlock. So you don't need to tell people that it's imminent or it's happening. It happens every day. Also, these signs are in places that can't possibly help you. If you're seeing the sign, you are way past the decision-making point of taking public transportation or driving your own car. Sometimes you see the sign and you're like, a quarter mile from the Verrazano Bridge. What do they want people to do who are driving their own cars? Like drive into the river, jump out of your car at the last second, and then go find a bus? There's nothing to do at that point. So I don't get why they just make these signs that are just taunting people, but those signs are pretty hilarious, but also pretty annoying at the same time. Also want to throw up my sand stats as long as I'm sitting here bored out of my mind on the Belt Parkway, because I mentioned in the Philadelphia Live video that I wasn't going to Sands. I don't really know if they have poker anymore, but I did play it once. So there's the date. I know it was a losing session. I don't know, probably like 5-6 hours. I went with my friend who I call New Jersey now. That's what me and Herbs and Rye call him. I was in his driveway in a video about 2 years ago. My mom was willing to wake up at like 5 a.m. I was back from Nebraska for the holidays. My mom was willing to wake up at like 5 a.m. to drive me to the train station. Then I took a train to the city. Then New Jersey and I, New Jersey and I, took a bus to Sands. So I took a car, a train, and a bus, which is funny because me and him went a couple times to Foxwoods, and we took a car, a ferry, and a shuttle bus. So 3 modes of transportation to get a nice 1-2 session in. It was also funny on the way back. So we took the same bus back. It was a round trip ticket. Then I took the train back to like the next town over. I didn't want to bother my mom again. And it was pretty late. Past when she usually goes to sleep. My dad also. So I told them I had a way to get back. I really didn't. I mean, I was going to walk if it came to it, like 3 miles or something. Ended up texting a friend of mine who was willing to pick me up. I didn't know he was on a date. I wouldn't have even asked if I knew that. But he came to the train station with a girl in the car and then drove me from the train station back to my neighborhood. So that was a fun day. The day I played at the Sands. It was a very long day, but it was pretty interesting. So there you go. All the Sands information I have. Probably one more scene when I stop at a gas station close to the house, because in New York, I'm gonna do it myself, pump my own gas. Interesting, there are some upsides and some downsides to living in New Jersey. Downside, you can't pump your own gas. Another downside, you're in New Jersey. But the upsides, you have Atlantic City, you have Wawa, and you have pork roll. So I feel like it kind of evens itself out. And remember, rice is a spoon food.